Thank you guys so much for joining our channel. I'm Miss LA. I'm a hair specialist with the LA Experience. Thanks again for joining us. Please like and subscribe our channel. Today we're going to talk about clothing and headgear or head accessories that you guys probably didn't even know that can contribute to hair thinning. It can contribute to hair breakage. It can also contribute to hair loss, believe it or not. So I wanted to get into that and kind of break those items down because it's things that we wear on a daily basis. So you guys will probably see me look down because I wanted to make sure I didn't forget anything. So I do have some stuff written down, so you'll see me kind of glance over there because I don't want to forget anything. But let's get right into it, okay? All right, so the first thing I want to talk about is tight hats, headbands, and beanies, okay? So I know you guys are like, well, what does this have to do with anything? All right, so let's talk about tight hats, any headbands. So a lot of us, on a daily basis, I'm sure it's convenient for you guys to, get out and about. We want to pull this hair back, so then we put that headband on there, right? My fellas, a lot of guys wear a lot of caps. I'm starting to notice a lot of women, we're wearing caps too, because I do wear some caps. You guys have seen me. But what is causing, the hair damage or the hair loss when it comes to that? Let's talk about friction, first of all. So if we're wearing any headbands around our head, it's constant friction. And remember in my last video that talks about hairstyles that cause hair loss, remember we talked about we got really fine hairs that's around our border. And this is not just in the front. That thin hair goes all the way around our heads, right? So if we're wearing those headbands, let's just use that one, and we're wearing it on a daily basis in the same exact spot, what's happening is, you guys, again, remember, I'm going to always refer to hair growth like a flower. It has to be exposed to the air to get airflow or circulation to those hair follicles. If we're wearing those on a daily basis, what we're doing is we're smothering those follicles, right? So when we're smothering those follicles, just like a flower, if we don't allow it to be exposed to the sunlight or to, the elements, then it doesn't have that opportunity, that oxygen that allows it to grow. It won't grow. So that's what's happening when we're wearing these headbands and things like that. Also is the friction, okay? So can you imagine on a daily basis, we're putting that headband on, I'm putting that beanie on, or I'm putting that, head wrap or whatever it is that I'm wearing. I'm constantly putting that on, which is causing constant friction of that hair. And some of you guys may even experience the friction. How many of you guys have worn, a beanie, or you worn a hat or a scarf, and you take it off, and then now the hair kind of has that electric static feel? Well, that's that tension and stress that we're putting on that hair right there. So when we're constantly doing that, remember, it's actually thinning that out. Also, what's happening is something that we're probably not thinking about. Hopefully you guys are doing this, but I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people who don't, is we're not cleaning those things either, okay? Because we're taking it on and off per day, we think, oh, it's okay to put this head wrap on, or we're putting this beanie on, or we're putting whatever it is that we're putting on, this headband. What's happening too is when we are not cleaning those items, okay, it's causing bacteria to grow on those items, okay? It's just like our clothes. We got to wash our clothes often. Hopefully we're washing our clothes often. But these are still clothing items, so you want to make sure you toss those in the washer with everything else and make sure that no bacteria has built up on there. Because what's happening, think about it, you guys, if you're wearing products on the head, we got oils there, we got natural oils there. Believe it or not, we sweating under there. You may not feel it dripping down your face, but sweat is happening there. So when you still got all of that you constantly putting back on, let's say a clean surface, if you will, then that can also cause, hair loss to grow in that area, because now that bacteria and all that dirt and oil is being transferred back to the scalp, okay, which can clog the follicles as well. Okay, I know we've never thought about it on this level, but these things can happen. Let's talk about the different materials, since we're talking about items around our head. Sometimes different material, and I actually learned this recently, like 2 weeks ago, okay? I didn't ever think about it until I looked at the back of my head and I actually saw it happening in real live time. So that's why I'm really talking about it, because it actually just happened to me. So when we're talking about material, A wool fabric sometimes can irritate or pull the hairs. Synthetic fibers can pull the hairs, snag. I'm trying to see what else. Let's see. Those are the main two, and the reason I'm gonna stay on those. My scarf was it was a regular material. I can't remember what material, but it did have synthetic fibers in it. So it was a scarf that had like silver, like a glittery material, which would be kind of like that synthetic fibers that it's talking about. And I noticed that when I had the scarf wrapped around my neck, it kept feeling prickly, like it was pulling something, right? But we don't think about it. We kind of pull the scarf down, and we kind of go on about our business, and we don't think twice about it, right? So I kept having that happen, but it was a new scarf. I really like this scarf. It's a beautiful scarf. I just kept wearing it, so it kept prickling, and then 2 weeks ago I cut my hair down, but I noticed it burned back there where it normally doesn't burn. So I looked back there with a mirror, like really close up, and I noticed that this part of my hair was different from the bottom nape of this hair. Again, remember, we got those baby fine hairs right there, and what was happening is those synthetic fibers that was in that scarf actually was prickling. It was pulling those hairs that's right at the bottom of my hairline. So when I looked at it, I actually saw how this side was less hair than on this side, right? So witch hazel, let me tell you, if you want to heal something fast, witch hazel is my go-to. It's a natural healing agent. And if you got any scars, if you got anything, witch hazel has been my friend for life, like instantly. So when I put that on there, it instantly healed those little bumps, because it was like teeny little bumps that I didn't know, and it was coming from that. So it kind of leads me into my next one, because you guys see me with this turtleneck on. Depending on the material that because that's the next one. It deals with tight collars, and it deals with like high collars, and it deals with scarves. Okay, so it just kind of led right into that next one. We just talked about the scarf, but now let's talk about the turtleneck. If this was a certain material, this material, I'm not sure what this is, but I know it's not wool, and I know it's not synthetic. If you don't know what material it is, you will know if you start to feel that prickle, or that prick rather, from that material. So I have had some shirts on that were cotton, okay? Turtlenecks or high collar turtlenecks. Y'all know how it is. You got your turtlenecks, you got your mock necks, and then you got those scarves that we'll wear around. It's wintertime in a lot of places. So with this turtleneck, not this one, but I had another one, I felt the same thing. So what we tend to do, we kind of readjust ourselves, kind of pull it down a little bit, pull it back up. But if you're starting to feel any type of prick from that material, or from that item of clothing, from your turtleneck, from your scarf, make sure that we stop doing it. So even though that one scarf is my favorite scarf, I love it, I just got it, I'm not going to do it again. And you want to know why? Or if I do it, try not to put it so close to my hairline, okay? So what I did is I was wearing a turtleneck at the time, and then I kind of, because my ears were cold, I kind of bring it up a little high, and then, tie it. So as it's sliding down, it's pulling on those hairs. So yeah, when I looked at the back of my head, I saw like a little spot. So what can happen is if I continue to do that, then that hair, I could lose that hair in that area, and then, possibly get into where I couldn't get that hair back. Okay, so far we've talked about tight hats, we've talked about headbands, we've talked about beanies, we've talked about material, we talked about collars. So let's talk about going back into sweat and buildup. Okay, I know we don't think that this can contribute to anything, but I hear too many people who they want to keep hairstyles up. You guys want to keep these hairstyles up for 4 or 5 weeks, 2-3 months. Listen, what's happening is from the buildup, your scalp naturally, I know we don't think so, especially on the African American side, our scalp naturally produces sebum or oil, okay? Sebum and oil, they're the same. When it naturally creates that, now we're adding sweat to that. If we're going working out, or if you're a person who naturally sweats in your head, when you're wearing beanies and things like that, or hats, our scalps are naturally sweating and causing, different buildup on the scalp. What else causes buildup, you guys? I understand we want to put all type of oils and all this type of stuff because our hair is dry or our scalp is dry, but now we're doing layers on top of layers on top of layers. Guess what's happening now to the hair follicle? The hair follicle is being blocked. So because it's being blocked, then no hair growth could happen. So those products that y'all keep putting on, hair growth or otherwise, is not penetrating anywhere. It's there. So what's happening is clogging the follicles. I see this on a daily basis. So I do hair and scalp analysis here at the LA Experience. And when I go into almost 99% of my people's scalps, they start to see that they see hair, but then they like, well, where's the follicle? Exactly. There's a film on their scalp that's nothing but buildup. So my hair growth treatments, so a lot of people ask, what are my hair growth treatments for? Those hair growth treatments help to break up and take off of those layers of buildup that's there so we can get to the hair follicle, put the products where it needs to go. So then now we can start to promote hair growth the right way. Okay, so I don't care how many shea butters, how much castor oil, how much coconut oil, or whatever we putting on there. If we got layers and layers and layers of buildup, you guys, nothing is happening. Okay, you think it is, and then we think it's the product. It's not the product. It's we got too much buildup. We're trying to keep our scalps unclean for too long. So get to shampooing your hair. Go back to what we used to do. I shampoo my hair once a week. Okay, if your hair is natural, you really don't have any reason why we can't shampoo it once a week, or shampoo it more often. 2, 3, 6 months is unacceptable. Okay, so that's where the buildup is coming in. All right, let's talk about wigs and extensions. Whew, this is a big one because a lot of people wear wigs and extensions. So listen, am I telling you wigs and extensions are horrible? No, I'm not telling you that. What makes it horrible is how long you keep it on. Quit keeping these things on 3, 4, 8 months for convenience, you guys. Because let me tell you what's happening with convenience. Because I hear this so much. This is one of my magic questions I ask people. When it comes to whatever style you want, what's the purpose of you getting this style? And why? I ask them, why do they want this style? And what made you choose this style? And you know what the main thing that people tell me is because of convenience. So, but let me tell you what's happening with convenience. A lot of you guys who are experiencing hair loss out there, convenience is costing you hair. Okay. So when it comes to wigs and extensions, am I saying don't get them? No, I do wigs and extensions on a daily basis. However, please listen to your professionals. Now, I understand that you guys, some of you are going to a bunch of unlicensed stylists out there, so they cannot tell you when to come. So listen to me. Listen to people like me. So here's my advice. Where you're wearing a wig or an extension, keep those things on for about 30 days if you can. Okay? 2, 3 months is unacceptable. And I'm gonna tell you why. If your hairline, let's go back to it. We're doing a sew-in. We're gonna break a lot of these extensions down. Let's just walk it on down. I'm doing braids, let's just say, or I'm doing any sew-ins, okay, that's involving braiding down, okay. What's happening is, okay, both of them, braids and sew-ins, we're talking about weight. Okay, so a lot of the sew-ins, yes, we might do cornrows going back, but then you got a lot of us who do where we got the anchor braids that where it goes around the head. If we're doing that on a constant basis, or we're not relieving that scalp in between, which will be within the 30 days, then what's happening is just constant pressure that's happening too, and nothing is happening to the scalp. Remember, you guys, the main way for hair growth is manipulating the scalp, getting blood circulation to the hair follicle. We just learned right now, we got to get rid of the buildup. Just because you guys have braids up or just because you guys have extensions in does not mean that that scalp does not need to be manipulated or moved, okay? So, I'm going to give you guys a few tips, okay? So when it comes to, and then we'll get to it, when it comes to, I was going to say we're going to wait to the end, but I'm going to actually walk into it now. When it comes to the scalp, when it comes to, let's say you got sew-ins and you can see your tracks, okay? There's a few things I want you guys to do, and I'm actually going to get it right now, because a lot of you guys have been asking me, what product should I use? So if you are a person who has braids, or you're a person who has sew-ins that can get to your braids under the sew-ins, here's my advice. Okay, remember the scalp has to be moved around. Believe it or not, I have a video that shows, can I shampoo my hair while it's braided? Absolutely. Please run water through there, okay? Sew-ins, I get it. It's a little different depending on the style. If it's a curly style, like I have a few clients who have curly, you can shampoo it yourself in between and let that water run on the scalp. If you have braids, you can run water on it as well. You don't have to agitate it, you guys, but you can run it in one direction, whether it's forward, back, down, it doesn't matter, but get that buildup off the scalp. Once you get that buildup off the scalp, okay, can you use soap and shampoo and that type of thing? You can. However, you can run water as well, and not hot water. That's another thing. Please don't do hot water. Hot water dries out the scalp and it can dry out the hair. We want lukewarm to cool water, okay? Now, once you do that and you get all that off, okay, while the hair is damp, I want you to do our leave-in conditioner. This is perfect for any hair type. I don't care if your hair is natural, relaxed. I don't care if your hair is straight, okay, or you're African American. It doesn't matter. We create our products for every person. This is our Hair Journey Hair Mist, okay. This is a product, it's kind of a milky film, milky consistency, so you want to make sure you shake it up. So after you run that water, you want to put this in. This is a hair growth product, right? This has all of the things that you need to promote hair growth. It has peppermint, it has vitamin E, it has castor oil, it has sunflower oil. So it has everything you need to promote hair growth in here, okay? So you put that on, and then we have our hair growth oil, right? This hair growth oil, not only does it have the same things in here, both of them have rosemary in here as well. So our products are all natural products that we focus on. This is the LAX Hair Journey hair growth oil. Sorry. What you'll do is, this is what you guys usually do. Y'all usually take products like this, right, and run it down your braids, or you run it through your scalp. I don't want you to do that ever again. I want you to shampoo it or run the water on it, okay? Leave-in conditioner. This is the hair mist, LAX Hair Journey Hair Mist. And then I want you to take this oil. The way you take this oil, which is our Hair Journey Hair Growth Oil, is you put them on the tips, okay? Don't run it through the scalp. Okay, remember, we're trying to get rid of all this buildup. So I want you to put it on the fingertips only. Once you run it through that fingertip, I don't care if you got braids or sew-ins, I want you to manipulate this scalp, massage it into the scalp, okay? 3 to 5 minutes, okay? Am I saying you have to do this every day? No, but I do want you to try to go for 2 to 3 times a week, okay? If you guys want to see hair growing underneath sew-ins, underneath your what else are we talking about, braids, then these are some things I want you to start doing, okay? This is my new thing you're going to hear me say, I want you to protect the crown. Protect it. We have to protect it. I'm not saying don't get these styles, people. I want you to have these styles. I want you guys to feel fabulous. I want you to feel beautiful. Remember, we talk about I'm her, so I want you to feel like her. However, I need her not to have hair missing. I don't want her with bald sides. You shouldn't want that either. And so much what I hear, you guys, is all about this convenience. Listen, let me tell you something. Convenience is costing y'all hair. So quit being about the convenience, or saving $5, okay? Because that's another thing. I spend $200, $300, and $400 for this. Let me tell you, you're going to spend way more than that, the more hair keeps coming out. Okay, so let's be mindful with these wigs and extensions. Get them done often. Even if your stylist hasn't told you, I'm telling you right now. 30 days, okay? Am I saying it can't last 2 months? Yeah, it can if you maintaining it in between. What I see happening is y'all wearing these things for 2 months. There's no scalp manipulation. Please don't tell me you're doing it, because half of y'all are not, okay? Because I know you're not. I get them in my chair every day. I deal with alopecia clients every week. I don't like it. But it's happening, right? It's happening because of that magic word I keep saying. It's about the convenience, okay? Convenience, hair loss. which is more important. I need my hair to grow back, LA, then I'm trying to help you. So please take advice. You know, I can only make recommendations. I can't make you do anything, but I'm telling you what really works, okay? So y'all just saw it. Now, the next thing when it comes to extensions and those type of things is I want to talk about quick weaves for a second, okay? Nothing against quick weaves, but quick weaves have definitely changed from the way we used to do them. So now the way quick weaves are working, you guys are getting like liquid caps or those protectants that's on your hair that turns your hair hard. And then we're also getting those plastic wrap, those paper wraps that's putting on there. Let me tell you, this is a true story from my client recently, shared this story. She says she wore a quick weave for 3 months, which I definitely don't advise. And I want y'all to start picturing this now. Picturing what this poor little scalp is going through. This is that little flower, remember we talked about, is beneath the ground and it's trying to break through. And this is what you are doing to the flower, which is the hair follicle, okay? So she said she wore it for 3 months. When they finally took it all off and they took the wrap off, she had mold. I had never heard this before. Mold and bacteria underneath those wraps. Let me tell you something. Again, let's go back to the buildup, the sweat that's on the scalps. That is causing nothing but bacteria to happen under there. For your convenience of spending, what, $200 that most people complaining about for a quick weave? If y'all spending $200 and keeping stuff up for 3 months, don't ever complain about that price again. That's an excellent price, okay? Y'all paying, what, $75 a month if you break it down, or $80, you know, a month, whatever it is, if you want to break down how long $200 stretch, right? You do the math. You know, if it's $150, let's just say you spending $150 for 3 months, if that's what you're doing. But I wouldn't advise that because of what my client just shared, okay? How I know this to be true, I've taken down some quick weaves, and you're talking about the stench. How many of you guys have worn those and now it stinks underneath there? What do you think that is? That's a buildup of sweat. Our scalps naturally creates its own oil, even though we don't think it does. It does. Then we're sweating, okay, from I have hot flashes, or it's just hot, or I've been working out. So now all of that buildup, and then it's being smothered by the liquid cap, that's what we call it, or the hair protector or the scalp protector, right? And then we put those wraps on it. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Those little wraps that you know, go on your neck, or the user when they mold, they put them black wraps on. Y'all know. It sounds good when it says, oh, I'm not getting glue on my scalp. And you're not. But they not putting those wraps on you guys for you guys to put those up for the next 2-3 months. 30 days, take them down. Let the scalp breathe. Remember in my last video, which talks about, you know, hairstyles causing alopecia, this is what we talk about. That scalp has to breathe. And I don't care if the breathing is you coming to us, let us take it down. We do a scalp manipulation. I do hair growth treatments or hair and scalp treatments to help that scalp to be released from all of the crap that it has gained from being under there. Okay? So, unfortunately, like a sew-in and braids, we can't shampoo it because we got all this stuff going on, wraps and liquid caps. But you can, once a month, get that done, okay? Listen, let's stop being cheap, too, in life. This is what I hear so many women. So expensive to get it done. But I see y'all's nails. They're perfectly manicured. You guys are spending time getting your nails done. You're getting your pedicures done. A lot of y'all carrying nice purses, driving nice cars. But I don't understand how our hair becomes like, I might budget it into my life. When people see you, they see your face, they see your hair. They don't see your nails first. They don't see your toes first. They're seeing your crown and they seeing your face. So let's protect the crown. Protect it. You're going to hear me from this day forward talk about protect the crown. I'm going to have a video actually that's coming out soon where I'm going to show you how to protect the crown. So please be looking forward to that. All right, let's keep going. Hair combs. So since we're talking about extension, let's talk about wigs. So a lot of these wigs, you guys, y'all know they had a combs in it. So is that dangerous? It can be, and I'm going to tell you how. It can be dangerous if we're constantly putting that comb in that same spot every day, okay? Do I understand that the combs are in the same place? Yeah, but you can alter it a little bit. That comb, you know, shift it back, shift it up a little bit, bring it down a little lower. But again, we can't do this, you guys, for 3, 4, 8 months. We can't. I'm gonna tell you a true story how I ended up short hair. True story. My hair was down here. If my sisters and my mom didn't watch and my husband, they know my hair was down here. What happened is I got so caught up in the convenience. I was like, you guys, I understand, of a drawstring ponytail. Okay, I love that thing. You know, it's fuller than mine. That's what most people say. I wear the weaves, LA, because it's fuller than mine. Mine is too thin. Mine is too that. Yours is too thin because we don't let it breathe. We don't let it sprout. We don't let it go. Okay, so I was just like, y'all, I get it. That's why I'm doing this for you guys. That's why I do these videos, because I was a client. I did the things that you're doing. So now that I know better and I've learned better, I want to give it back to you so you can do better too. Okay, again, I'm not, and I repeat, not saying these styles cannot happen or anything can happen. I'm just trying to help you in between these styles maintain and protect the crown. Okay, so again, drawstring ponytails, if you guys have ever worn the ones that have the combs in it, so you take that little string and it draws tight, but what happens is it's two combs, front and back, and when you pull the string, it's pulling into the scalp. We feel that. I felt it the whole time. But I didn't realize that the more I keep putting it in the same spot, I could have put the ponytail over here one time, put it in the back over here, switched it, or if it was up high, maybe pull it back just a little bit. But what was happening is the irritation of them combs, pulling every day. Because at night I took it off. So I took it off at night, you know, let the scalp breathe. Whoo, yeah. But every day I put it in that same spot. So what happened in the top of my hair that's long, now I get this little thin spot at the top. So it's only so much comb over we can do when I would wear my natural hair down. So much comb over, then I have to, you know, I liked my hair where it would swing forward. Now I got to swing everything back to where eventually I just hated it because it wasn't what I wanted. So I cut it all down, and I've been a short hair girly ever since, which I love, by the way. But that's how I ended up short, because of that, them combs doing the irritation. So wigs have combs in it, you guys. So drawstring ponytails. I'm trying to think what else has combs. I'm trying to see that I write down. But what that causes, you guys, it causes hair loss in that area, and it causes that hair to thin. So that's what happens first. That hair start thinning from the irritation, okay? Think about a sore. If you guys ever got a sore, let's say on your arm, and let's say you're hairy on your arm. Have you ever got a sore and it creates a scab? If you notice in that section, there's no hair there at the moment when that scab is there. Well, that's what's happening with the irritation of those combs and things like that. It's going to cause it, because my scalp, I told you, it hurt. So I could feel it when it was hurting, but I kept doing it because, you know, I like this ponytail. I'm like, y'all, it's convenient. I like it. It's cute. Get up in the morning, pull it all back, put it on the ponytail, squeeze it tight, and I'm hurting underneath, but I'm cute. I get it. But cute, let me tell you, you guys, look, I'm short now. I love it, but at the time I didn't love it. I had to take the clippers, cut it all down. The rest is history, but I love my hair. I love my hair now, okay? So hair combs, and then ponytail, we're going to talk about ponytail holders, and I want to talk about head wraps, okay? So ponytail holders, in my last video, again, hairstyles that cause alopecia, we talked about the scrunchies that you guys use. So a lot of them are made of cotton material that you probably did not know, but just switch those up. So what's happening is, again, we talked about when you pull that hair up in a bun, and what a bun is when I pull out my hair back, but I don't let all the hair completely hang out. So I pull it almost to the end, but the ends of my hair are still kind of scrunched up in the scrunchie, if you will. So it can cause hair damage to the end. So if you guys notice, if you pull it back and bun so much, you're like, why are my ends so frizzy? Why are my ends, some people use the word fried, why are my ends so hard? It's because of those different, you know, first of all, wearing it in that style, okay? But it could be the material of the scrunchie, okay? Switch over to satin and silk ones if you can find them. If I can find them, I'll try to find for you guys, and then we'll let you guys know where you can get them. But right now, I would say switch over to the silk ones or the satin, okay? Head wraps, do-rags, and bonnets. Let's talk about it, because I know all of you guys, mostly everybody out there, I hear about the bonnet. And then if my fellas are watching, y'all doing do-rags. And then for my low-haired ladies who wear their hair real low, that has waves, we probably wearing do-rags as well. Okay, so let's talk about it. When you wear these, they can be too tight. Let's talk about, remember we just talked about the friction of the comb. So imagine if I have a scarf or a do-rag and every day I tie it in the same spot. Bop, right here. I'll do it right there. So when I do it, what's happening, you think, if I'm tying it every day right here? I'm thinning this section out. I see people where they tie it in the back. Have you ever noticed, like right here in the back, I get guys. So when I get guys, the first thing I ask them, because I already know, because I can see it. Do you wear a head wrap on your hair? Immediately. Do-rag. Okay. Where you tie it at? Tie it in the back. I can see the section where it's thin. So, again, switch up where you tie it. So if I'm used to tying it right here, maybe I tie it to the side this time. Maybe I tie it to this side this time. You know what? Maybe I'll tie it in the back. Not telling you again what you can't wear. You can wear a bonnet. You can wear a scarf. You can definitely wear a do-rag. But definitely switch up where you tying it up. That, again, if you notice, the repeat of all of this is tension, friction, and in the same spot. So if the same spot is happening over and over, you guys, let's put two and two together. It can't help but do what first? Thin out. And then once it thins out, what's the next step? Unfortunately, we already know. It leads to different types of alopecia and breakage, okay? So what's the solution for that one? Same, silk or satin, okay? That's all I'm saying. Silk or satin, switch it up, all right? So hopefully I've enlightened you guys on some things. So let's do a recap, okay? Again, I might look down because I want to make sure I hit everything. So we talk about tight hats and headbands. So most of my guys too, people who wear caps, y'all gonna see thin spots a lot of times right here. Think about it. If the face needs the sunlight, the skin, isn't this an extension of the skin? Our crown is an extension of this skin, okay? I don't know about y'all, but mine don't have a cutoff. It go right into my scalp. So if this needs, okay, natural from the earth, it needs the natural sunlight, it needs the nutrients from the elements, why do we not think our scalp do? So if I wear a cap every single day, like my husband, like here when he first started having hair loss, I noticed it here and we noticed it in the crown of his head. Every single day he wore a cap, which is smothering what? The hair follicles. It's a flower, okay? The flower has to be able to sprout out, but if it's constantly covered by things, okay? Let's say we moisturize the flower, which will be the water, okay? But then we start sitting stuff on top of it. Now it can't get the nutrients it needs from the elements in order for it to continue to grow. Now it's smothered by whatever it is on top, which all that moisture we just put in is doing absolutely nothing but killing it from the root up, okay? Same thing. Material, wool or synthetic fibers. My scarf had like sparkly material in it, which is a synthetic fiber or a material, and they start prickling. So if y'all start feeling any turtlenecks, high collars, any scarves that you're wearing that's causing any prickles, stop doing it. Any pricks, okay? I say prickles, but prick, y'all know what I'm saying. Y'all feel a little snip on your hairline. If you starting to feel that, either adjust it like this. I can fold it down to where it's lower, right? My scarf, I don't have to have it as high. I can pull it down on my shoulders more and wear that scarf, okay? Sweat and build up. Sweat and build up, that means these styles y'all wearing 3, 4, 8 months. Sweat and build up, nothing is there but that scalp, especially if we're not shampooing in between, if we're wearing any hats, beanies, that type of thing, it can cause sweat and buildup, okay? Right into wigs and extensions. Don't keep them up so long. I get it, you guys are paying a lot of money, but at the end of the day, you're gonna pay more money if you have to have hair transplants. Me and my client just had a meeting today. I kept telling her, the more we keep doing these sew-ins, the more money she's gonna spend for the rest of her life. She has hair underneath. Most of you do too. Oh my God. I have a sister. I never really see her hair. It's crazy because she always has braids when I see her. But when she showed me a picture of her, and this is a true story, I was like, who is that? I didn't know who it was because I only see her with braids. Her hair is probably way down here. It's about this big. I mean, it is beautiful. But she doesn't wear it because you guys know why you don't wear it. Everybody has their own reason. It's too this, or it's too frizzy, or it's too this. Now it's time to protect the crown, you guys, and take care of the crown. So guess what? I am your girl, Miss LA, and I'm going to be helping us protect this crown. And I'm going to be helping you guys to get that hair and scalp healthy. Just hang in there with me, okay? I can't give everything in one video because I don't want to bore y'all to death. But I'm going to have videos protecting the crown, how to get the hair healthy, how to get the scalp healthy. Hang in there with me. I'm telling you, I'm going to get you where you need to be. Do the steps that I tell you. I'm telling you. You know how they used to say people have growing hands? That's who I feel I am. Okay, I've always had these hands, and now it's my turn to give it to you guys live on what you need to do. But listen, don't be combative. Don't be being rebuttal. Do it and make sure you're doing it the right way, and I promise you, you're going to see results. I wouldn't tell you stuff that I don't know. I told you I deal with people with alopecia every single day, and I've had people in my chair who haven't had hair for years that now they see hair. Okay, so again, wigs, hair combs, you know, if you're putting those combs in the same direction on your wigs, or like I had a drawstring ponytail, switch it up where it is, you know, shift it up, move it over a little bit so we're not irritating the scalp. Ponytail holders, satin or silk. And then when it comes to any hair wraps, bonnets, do-rags, same thing, silk or satin. Again, I've held you a little longer than I normally do, but I just wanted to make sure that I you know, filled you guys in, because again, I just learned some of this stuff on myself not too long ago. So of course, when I learn something new, I feel like I should give it back. That's what God wants me to do. So again, I'm your girl, Miss LA. Thank you guys for listening. Okay. You'll be seeing me plug a lot of our products, because depending on what you guys are looking for, because I'm listening, and y'all's comments, let me tell you, y'all are telling me what you want, and I am making sure that I create it for you, or I present it to you what you're asking me for, okay? Again, I'm your girl, Miss LA. Our link is going to be underneath this video to our website. A lot of you guys have asked how to purchase our products. You go right into our website, the LAX, the letter X, experience.com. Again, that link is going to be underneath this video, and you click in there, and on that front page it'll have an area where you click. It'll take you right to the products. Okay, if you have any questions, you guys already know I've been answering your questions. If you have any questions, drop them down in the comments, and I'll make sure that I get to them. Again, I'm your girl, Miss LA. I'm a hair specialist, and I'm always dropping knowledge. So be tuned for my next one as we continue to protect the crown. See you next time.